Hello crafty friends, welcome to my craft room. I'm Yvonne with Jour, On My Mind Journaling and More. And today I'm going to finish up April. So April is already done, but I had done a flip up type thing in the March and April section of my 365 accordion fold journal. I was trying to do a waterfall fold and it just didn't work out. I later figured out how to do it and it was really simple, but for some reason it didn't work out. So I'm going to finish that up, and then this is actually June, and it'll be on to working on my June signature. So I'm going to try to, I feel like I haven't pulled this out all month, and it's true, I haven't. Wow, that's way too close. I forget how large this is. Sorry for the adjustment here. So this is the Accordion Fold 365 journal. Very chunky. January and February signatures are completely done. Oh, it's still too close. Let me see. Nope. Okay. I'm shifting things around here. So this is the January and February section. I have it tied closed just to keep it together. Now I have made a corset binding to hold the entire thing together, but I want to get more signatures in here before I actually glue that on. So then, let's see, this is January and February. Then we flip that over and get to March and April. And I have to unfold here to give me enough room. So we're in June here, which will go here. Excuse me, May and June, which will go here. And I have finished gluing everything into my May signature. Let me grab it. Everything is glued in. I do have to go back and do a little bit more of the journaling. But everything is in here. Like here, I need to do a lot of journaling here. So yeah, so this will go here. Let me make sure that's right. March, April. January, February, March, April. Then it flips this way. Yeah, so May and June will go here. Here's May. Look how big this is so far. And we have June that will go here, and then with July, the rest of the year will go in these sections. So because this is getting so chunky, when I got to working on May, it was going to be very cumbersome to work and glue and write. So I tried leaving the May signature out. It's still going in here, whether I have to do it as a travel journal type thing and slide the signature in, or be able to sew in the signatures with the 3-hole pamphlet stitch. I will, once I finish up the journaling here, I'll sew that in here. But I'm not going to put that in there just yet, because I still have to do the journaling. All right, so let me unfold here. I have to put it back together before I unfold. Okay. Because I am trying to get to March and April, the section that holds March and April. And that's right here. Because I have a few things to add, honestly. Now, this is the flip out. I'll get to that. But I have this card. It's a card that I laminated. And these are actually flowers from last year's dance recital. But I'm going to just pop this in here, just as a little reminder. And here's dance. Here's the recital. I did get the photo from the dance recital, so that's just getting popped in there. See, even to work here is going to be pretty difficult. So this is what I want to work on. And I have this tied with this type of ribbon, and I just don't know that that works. I think I'm going to change out the ribbon and use something like this. Whatever color will coordinate. This is a peachy color, so orange is just not going to work. I have this green that might work, and then I have a light blue and yellow. So I think I'm going to choose from one of those three and just take this out. It's difficult to tie it up. So I'll come back to that, but what I want to do, cute little doggy paperclip, easily distracted. So this was my concept. And again, this was supposed to be like a waterfall, but it didn't work out that way. But here it is. So I did go ahead and, I don't know how much, I don't remember what I did with you on this. So I put a little title and just have this and this and this. And now I have the pictures. So I should have 6 pictures and I have 8. So it'll be okay. I'm going to break this picture thing away from your ear. Hopefully it was away from your ear. For some reason, when I do that, it ends up really loud on the videos. So if it's still doing it, I apologize. I'll try to remember to cut them down. Right, so I have my list here. And so I think I want to start with March here and end with April on the G. So I have my list of things I want to showcase, kind of in order. And that happens to be a trade show, something for work. And I wish it wasn't something for work, but it is what it is. And I thought I had one more, yes. Don't know which one I want to use. I may use both of them. But I guess to document that, a lot of my time is spent going to these shows. So, oh, what a thing to start the book with. But this orientation, didn't even think about that. A lot of these pictures are oriented portrait style. That one's not. This one's not. Well, I guess I'm just starting out with this. I'm going to get these pictures down. Again, I won't bore you with the journaling part of it, but this is kind of me doing a little bit of extra journaling about these particular things. Right now I'm just going to get the pictures down. I don't know if I'll use this one unless I use it on the inside. And I might. I just need to cut it down. One more. Woo, I'm crooked. That's okay. Okay, I am going to just put it in there. That's a little crooked, but it's because of the way I cut it. Okay, so second on the list is my garden. And that's another portrait-oriented picture. I have, my tomatoes are much larger than this, but this was, I'm going to have to cut that down some. I'm just cutting into this little trash can I have on my desk. Okay. So that's the garden. My garden is tiny. It's mostly container gardening. And this is actually a new style container that's supposed to hold the water in the bottom. And although I live in eastern North Carolina, so these are, I grew these from seeds. I had saved some seeds from last year's heirloom tomatoes because they were so delicious. So I was very excited to see these come up. I wasn't sure if they would because they were last year's seeds. So now these tomato plants are huge, and we've been kind of rainy here up until the last couple of days, honestly. I haven't had to water at all. And yesterday I worked from home and I went out at lunchtime and my tomatoes were wilting. I was like, oh no. So I didn't actually get to go water them until that evening. But I peeked out there this morning and it looks like they're bouncing back. But that's the thing about tomatoes. They're finicky when it comes to water. They like consistent water. So I have several baby tomatoes on here now. Very excited. I cannot wait for them. All right, enough about the garden. Take a sip of my coffee. What's next? Oh, so my granddaughter's competition is next. That would be this picture, another portrait. I'm going to cut it down. Almost. And I really liked, I'm going to show you her feet. They're just hanging out waiting. They're in line waiting to go and do their competition. So again, I have a post-it note because you know the drill if you've been here a while. I just have, I don't know, it's probably old school, but I don't like to show her on this type of platform. Okay, so that will take care of March, and I'll do some writing on the front and back. Now into April. So, okay, April, I went to this art school. Another portrait, it's printed portrait in portrait mode. So I have to cut it down. I went to that art retreat. It was fun. I just wish it wasn't so far away. Okay, there's that one. And a dance recital. Now this one is landscape. So that one will go straight across. And okay. What's next? Spring break. I have two pictures for spring break. One of these is, oh, that's portrait. Interesting. They're both portrait. So, oh, I don't have a back on this one. Now I have to make a decision. I guess I will put this one. I'll really cut it down. This is, I won't bore you with the details, but this is a mural. We used to keep our boat in this town, and so we don't have our boat there anymore. We don't have a sailboat anymore. We traded to be landbound with our camper. But when we had our boat at this marina here, there was a hurricane, and the water came up into the streets. Our sailboat, we left it in the water. We shouldn't have. But we were on floating docks, and we watched on the news as the docks rose up above street level. And long story short, there was a lot of water damage, and if you're in a hurricane area, you understand the damage that these storms can make. And so this mural was, someone had covered a brick wall to show how high the water actually got. And this is 3 blocks in, 3 blocks away from the water. So it was kind of crazy. All right, so that's that part. I'll come back and write probably that story I just told you. But I wanted to change the closure. I don't think blue is it. I think green, honestly. But let's look at the yellow. Oh, yellow would work too. Is that too much green? I'm going to go with the yellow. Okay. So, what I want to do, I need enough to tie. I want to put this in there like that. Just make that loop closure. I don't know what you call this type of knot, but you just pull it through like that. We have that. Now I just need another one. Make it about the same length. I'll trim it up so that they're the same. I think I just knocked you. Sorry. Okay. I'm glad to get this done. The pictures have been sitting on my desk for a while. I think I went up from the bottom. So I'm glad to get this part done. Okay, so now I have this, and then we'll just do a cute little bow to tie it together. I think that'll be easier to maneuver when I go to look at this journal later. And I will trim this up just a little bit. There. Very cute. Okay, so that takes care of March and April. Now I have some more trim that I'm going to kind of keep that section closed in, but because I have to, this is what I'm speaking of on the top where it's closed together, because I still have to go back and do the journaling, I'm going to wait on that part. Okay, so hopefully, I can't sew in the May signature yet, but I'm going to continue that trend into June. Pop that right there. And just trust that it's going to work. And I think it will. May is about this this thick. It looked like there was enough space. And as long as June is this thick, we'll be okay. Okay. So, on to June. I have already started, so I didn't have to do a bunch of cutting and piecing together. I did this all off camera, and it's more magazine pages. Well, this is a magazine page. I love the treehouse. This reminds me, and I'll probably write about this somewhere in this journal. This reminds me of younger days. Growing up, we had a treehouse in the woods, and that was like our place to go to read, sulk, whatever. We had a lot of fun there. So again, these are just magazine pages. This is actually a paper bag that I cut down and pasted on the back of it instead of seeing the back side of the magazine. And just that trend continues. This is another magazine page. I've already stuffed some things in. This is moving up ceremony. I'm going to take this out for now since I'm going to be sewing it. That was just some stuff from the decorations we had up. So this is a piece of scrapbook paper, which is blank on the other side. So I found this magazine clipping. I'm probably going to glue that there. You know, I better do that now before I sew it in, because I might have to do some trimming, and it will be easier to trim it up before I actually sew it together. I have these in the order I want them. So I'm going to pull this whole page out. Is anybody else already starting to think of what they want to do for next year? And do you see how I just kind of pulled this whole page out? I'm leaning towards some sort of travel journal where you slip in the signatures and the pages. And the reason I'm leaning towards that, of course, we're only in June. I mean, I've got 6 more months in this journal, and I am completely invested in that. I want to make sure I finish it. And I think I said this on the last video. But anyway, a travel journal is what I'm leaning towards. And so what I was chuckling about is we're in June, and I have just recently switched planners. And the thing I'm chuckling about is I get about 6 months in a planner, and I don't know if I get bored in it or what. Yeah, that worked better to do this before I sewed everything in, because you can kind of see the back side of the magazine through it, but it'll be okay. Let's see, it folds pretty good, but I have to do some trimming on this side. Because I just switched planners. And for whatever reason, it takes about 6 months. I don't know if I start seeing them in the stores and it triggers something or what, but I went from this great big desktop planner down to this pocket size one. Really liking it. Fits in my pocketbook. I'm not going to talk a bunch about that, but okay. So this goes back in here. Let's just see. I've got some more paper clips in here. Let me see what I've got and why. Okay. So this is not a blank page. but it's kind of summery. I wanted this splish splash because we're having a pool party here. But I am traveling on this day, so I'm going to glue this down just like I did just then. Pull this page out. Yeah, see, I like that. I like that you can just pull it out. I've already stuck some stickers in here. So, all right, do the same thing. Flip this over. So this is 2 Saturdays in a row that I'm actually recording. It's a little bit later this morning. We were up very late last night. It was a girls' night, just me and my granddaughter. We went out to dinner, and then we came home and frosted her hair, did highlights. It was a lot of fun. She was so excited. She's been bugging me for a long time to be able to put highlights in her hair. And so for her moving up ceremony was funny. Things that kids do. She's in that in-between age. Not quite a teenager, but not necessarily a child anymore. She's going on 12. So I had told her, oh, you're too young, this, that, and the other. But so the funny thing is, I bought her a Harry Potter pocketbook, and of course we put other things in the pocketbook. Some things for her Nintendo for down at the camper, some money, of course, and then this kit to do the highlighting on her hair. And oh my gosh, she was so thrilled. So we did that last night, and it came out so cute. It looks really good on her. Of course, she's sassing around. We're up blow drying hair at midnight. It took forever to do that. I don't remember it taking that long. But it turned out really good. Now this page, this one is another magazine page. And I had to cut it because of the size. This journal is Reader's Digest size, because I had to cut off the kid that was flying the kite. So I thought, well, what if I kept that and made it into a pocket? And it still matches up some. It's just the color is a little off. But I think I am going to keep that one clipped, because I don't know what's going to happen on that day. Oh, here's one more. I wanted to... Oh, there's another paper clip in there. All right, well, we're getting there. So, this is the rest of that paper bag that I cut up. I thought they'd make cute tags, and it looked really good. This happens to be Father's Day. I'll keep those there. And so this is the center of the book. I didn't necessarily like this as the center. So I am going to do the same thing here and glue this piece of paper so it's at least not all Father's Day paper. All right. Almost need something bigger. I'm sorry. I'm going to lift this up. I tend to... Here it is. This is what I want. Instead of this, it's a little bit bigger. Okay. Regroup. Oh, guess what popped up in my Amazon feed? I'm not ordering as much from Amazon as I have done in years past. That was my goal this year. I have ordered. I've shared with you a couple things that I've ordered. But now they're sending me, hey, look at this. Based on your purchase history, you might like this. Or, that was upside down. And so what popped up last night, and they may have got me, they may have hooked me. Amazon, you are a good marketer, I guess, because you may have hooked me in. This, they said, based on your past purchases, don't you want to buy this? The price on this is ridiculous. I bought, I think like a package of 4, for the same price they wanted for this one. I'm like, you're kidding me. That is ridiculous. But here I am. Oh, I missed a little bit. It'll be okay. It still folds pretty good. You'll never be able to tell. I'm the only one that will tell. Okay. And I do need to trim it up on this side. I thought, here we go. On the bottom. Okay, there's that one. There goes my throat. I have a lot of allergies, so you'll excuse me this time of year, it gets to me. Here's the pool party page. This I need to do something with because that's white and white. I don't have anything in mind right now. All right, what's this? Okay, another one. So here's the back side of the graduation. I didn't want to do that. Now I've got to remember which one it is. This one that I'm trying to cover up. Oh, look. Good way to use that up. Anyway, because I couldn't use it for a, a journaling spot unless I put something on the back of it anyway. Okay, here we go. I have more papers I can look through for some of those blank pages, but I think this will get me started for June. Now, I have to remember the orientation, and this is this side. Okay. Slide that up. Okay. There. Oh, as much as I tried, it's down there now. Not sure how I got that off so much at the top. Unless my paper was cut crooked, but I swear I thought I cut this on my paper trimmer. Wonder. I'm just going to do that. To me, that's going to bug me. This is a little much more than the other one. Okay. And a little bit on the bottom. Right here. Okay. Slide this back in. And that's it. That's everything. I just want to count and make sure I did put that one back in there right. Oh, my cord. So this will be 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's when we went to. Okay, perfect. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yay. 12, 13, 14, 15. Is 15 Father's Day? I believe it is. Yes. Okay. Okay. Very nice. Now, you see how I've got this, like, I don't know what you call it, but as you put pages together, they push out in the center. I'm not trimming those up right now. This one is a little bit shorter, the cover. So I want to make sure I line that one up properly. Oh, my glue. Hold tight. Don't want to waste this glue. I'll have to figure out what to do after this, because that is definitely the last one. Now, I have 2, 3, need one more. I'm going to get these clipped together the way I want them. One, 2. 3. I need one more. Because I can't, as much as I like that little doggy clip, it won't hold for this. This is just to keep the signatures in place. Now, for May, I used my sewing machine in the center, and it held together, but my sewing machine did not like it at all. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, I covered it up with washi tape. It really skipped stitches and struggled to get through all of that. So I think this month, yep, I'm just going to do it, because I think if I keep them separate, let me think about this. What I thought I would do would be to make the holes now, do the pamphlet stitch, and then when it was time to sew it in, undo that and do it again. I'm really second guessing that. I just think I might not be able to line everything up properly once I take the stitching out. I'm afraid the holes won't marry up in the center. So this is a work in progress, and I think what I'm going to do is take, this is together. Everything is in here except for my journaling. I never did make a pocket on the front, but I liked, here we go again. I liked the cover image, so I didn't want to cover it up. And inside of this, there were so many pages that I liked that I struggled to cover and put things on top of. I think I'm going to end up the same way with this one. All right, I'm going to I have everything out to sew this together, but my gut is telling me that is not going to work really well when I go to sew it into the book. That's actually not tight enough for this one. Well, they're kind of hold it together. You know, I better make it a little tighter. See if I can get this apart. You know, I have a whole roll of this, but this is me. I am not a hoarder, but apparently I don't want to waste another 2 feet of this ribbon that I have a whole roll of and struggle on camera trying to untie it. Anybody else feel my pain? My husband laughs at me because I recycle and he thinks it's a waste of time. I don't know. I'm just like that. All right, here we go. It's apart, and I want to do this a little tighter to hold these pages together better, since I have no sewing, or will have no sewing in place to help with that situation. Ha! Missed my knot. Stretchy cord. You are making this difficult. Oh, I know why it didn't go. I didn't have my cords together. There. That's a little bit better. So, here she is. Welcome to June. I think it's like June 6th or something. I don't know. I can probably figure it out. It is June 7th. Okay. I really like this doggy clip. I'm going to put it in my little bits of things I don't know what to do with. Yep. Okay, let's check the time. Not much more time for anything in June. Can't sew this in. I've got this somewhat together so I can start stuffing things in. This is my pile of things to stuff in here, so I won't get to that today. Wonder if I shouldn't have some kind of clip like this. I have these really big clips, but they're too big, and I think they're so heavy it makes a little indentation. I have these. Well, I don't have to worry about that right now. So for June, in May, for my date tiles, that's what I'm going to call them, I did little mini collages. And I have a whole great big envelope full of, can't reach it right now, great big full of just scraps, strips, torn edges, whatever. So I think for June, I'm going to do the same thing. These are Happy Planner numbers, little suns. So that's the plan for the date tiles for June, just to continue that trend. All right, getting to the end, but on June 7th, I need to pull my prompts. Again, this is a trend I'm going to continue, even though I'm struggling. I struggled last month. Up until last month, everything was working pretty well, trying to sift these. Some of these prompts in here, if you haven't been here, I I had a stack of journal prompts that I printed from various sources. Pinterest, I can't tell you the sources, so if one of these is yours, I can't give you credit because I just don't remember. But I finally, when I started this YouTube channel last year with the Burr months, September through December, I thought, let me use these prompts. I can do one every single day. And that was just too difficult. I just couldn't, with everything else going on in my life, that was just too many prompts to have to worry about. So I settled on 5, and so this year I'm going to continue with doing 5 journal prompts a month. Last month I cheated a little bit. I pulled one prompt that was back to school, and so I pulled 6 prompts last month because I just were ending school, not going back to school. I had a page in my May journal that I thought it might work on, but I didn't think it really fulfilled the prompt. So here we go. Woo! Sunshine and sunflowers. I love that one. Perfect. That's one. Okay, this is a big one. What is this? Oh, and one fell out. Knitted sweater. What? Okay. Seasonal. Okay, that's 3. I'm going to try not to cheat this month. Wood packaging. Oh my goodness. I just don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. Your favorite food. Oh, okay. That's easy. Knitted sweater. Should I do the same thing I did last month? Knitted sweater. I've never knitted a sweater in my life. I don't think I've even had anyone knit me a sweater. Tempted, but I'm not going to do it. These are my 5 journal prompts. I felt guilty. I felt guilty last month. I felt like I totally cheated for whatever reason. Is this going to show up on this? No. All right, so here's the 5 prompts. Your favorite food, sunshine and flowers, wood packaging, seasonal, and knitted sweater. How about that? All right. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.